Today we are going to start with section 64, which is stating punishment for rape. Section 63, which we have already seen, that is a definition of rape, and 64 is telling punishment. Section 64 subsection 1 is telling that except subsection 2 there is some extra punishment which is mentioned in a different manner, but for other offense of rape the punishment is minimum 10 years, maximum life imprisonment and fine. This is punishment for rape. However, subsection 2 states that this punishment is different, means it is minimum 10 years only, maximum life imprisonment, but one statement is been added there, that life imprisonment means imprisonment for the remainder of that person's natural life and fine. Means subsection 1 states that minimum 10, maximum life imprisonment and fine, and subsection 2 is telling that the offense of rape is being committed by these people, those are mostly custodial rapes, then the punishment is minimum 10, maximum life, but life imprisonment mean remainder of that person's natural life, means till death that person is going to remain in prison. This is only the difference between the punishment in subsection 1 and subsection 2. Okay, now subsection 2 is stating that whoever is a police officer commits rape within the limits of the police station or in the premises of the station house or on a woman whom he has taken into custody, which is called as a custodial rape done by police. Second is any public servant commits rape upon a woman who has taken such a woman in the custody of a public servant subordinate to such public servant. If that subordinate person or the public servant has taken a woman in custody, taking advantage of his position, he is committing rape on her. Next is a member of armed forces deployed by central government or state government if he commits rape in the area where he is being deployed, where he is being appointed. Next is being in the management of a staff of a jail or a remand home or any other place where women and children are kept, taking into advantage of his position if he commits rape upon a woman or in a children institution. Next is being on the management of a staff of a hospital, commits rape on a woman in that hospital. Now these are called as custodial rape. First is rape committed by police officer, next is rape committed by public servant, then rape committed by any armed forces person, then management of a staff of a jail or any remand home or any children institution. Next is being in a management or on the staff of a hospital. They are taking advantage that a woman is being hospitalized or the woman is being taken in custody and they are committing rape. Thereafter it is mentioned being a relative or a guardian or a teacher, means being in a position of a trust. They also misuse that trust and their authority and commit rape on such woman. Next is commits rape during communal violence, commit rape on a woman knowing her to be pregnant, commit rape on a woman incapable of giving consent. Next is being in a position of control or dominance over a woman, commits rape upon such woman, means maybe he is a boss where she is working and taking advantage of that authority, that control or dominance, he is committing rape upon her. Commits rape on a woman suffering from mental or physical disability. While committing rape causes grievous bodily harm or maims or disfigures or endangers the life of a woman and commits rape repeatedly on the same woman. If these acts are being done as per subsection 2 of section 64, the person is liable to be punished, that is minimum 10 years, maximum life imprisonment, which means remainder of his natural life, and he will be liable to be fined. Also fine is there. This is section 64. We have to divide the punishment into two. minimum 10, maximum life and fine. But for subsection 2, that is minimum 10, maximum life, which means remainder of his natural life and fine. This is section 64 stating about punishment for rape. Next is section 65, punishment for rape in certain cases. Means whoever commits rape upon a woman who is under 16 years of age, he'll be liable to be punished with rigorous imprisonment, minimum 20 years. Means it is made double. In 64 it is mentioned 10 years. In 65, when an offense has been committed or rape has been committed against a woman who is below 16 years, then the punishment is 20 years. But it will extend to life imprisonment, which means the remainder of natural life and fine. And here it is clearly mentioned that the amount of fine should be given to the victim. And that should be a reasonable fine which will meet the medical expenses and the rehabilitation of the victim. That is section 65, subsection 1, telling about a rape is committed on a woman under 16 years of age. Now subsection 2 is telling when a rape has been committed on a woman who is below 12 years of age. Means the difference of punishment is, subsection 1 is telling a girl is being raped who is below 16 years, and subsection 2 is telling a girl is being raped who is below 12 years. Then the punishment is minimum 20 years, maximum life imprisonment, which means remainder of the natural life and fine, or it can be death also. Means if a girl is raped who is below 16 years, then death is not the punishment. But if a girl who is raped who is below 12 years, then it can be 20, it can be life imprisonment, or it can be death also. And the amount of fine and all should be given to the victim. The amount must be reasonable so that medical expenses and rehabilitation of the victim can be done. This is section 65, making a difference based upon the age of a girl, that is 16 years and below 12 years. Okay, this is 65. Now 66, punishment for causing death or resulting in persistent vegetative state of a victim. Means what the offender has done while committing rape, he causes the death of a woman. He commits rape and causes the death of a woman. He commits such an injury because of which the death is caused. Then that person will be dealt under section 66. Or he causes a woman to be in a persistent vegetative state. Means she is living but she is not understanding anything. Like in a case of Aruna Shanbag. She was in a persistent vegetative state for so many years. She was not given mercy. Mercy petition was also made by her friend, but euthanasia was not allowed to her. So, but she was in a persistent vegetative state. Okay, so when injury is caused while committing rape and because of which either she dies or she is in a persistent vegetative state, then the punishment is minimum 20 years or life imprisonment, which means the remainder of her life, and it can amount to death also. So, putting a woman into a vegetative state or causing her death, the punishment will be 20 years, which may extend to life imprisonment, that is end of his life, to the natural death he should remain in the prison, or death can be also the punishment. Next is section 67, which states sexual intercourse by husband upon his wife during separation. Now both are living separately, but the status of husband and wife is there, means yet they have not taken divorce. Okay, now but they are living separately. If they are living separately and such a husband commits rape upon her or sexual intercourse on her, then he'll be liable for punishment, minimum 2 years, maximum 7 years and fine. We'll see the words which are mentioned in the section. Whoever has sexual intercourse with his own wife who is living separately, whether under a decree of judicial separation or not, without her consent, shall be punished with imprisonment minimum 2 years, maximum 7 years and fine. Okay, now in section 63 we have seen one exception, and that was intercourse by a man with his own wife. When the wife is above 18 years of age, it is not a rape. Means if the wife is below 18 years, then it can amount to rape. Okay, now this section is telling that her age does not matter. She is above 18 years of age, but they are living separately. They are under judicial separation, and if the husband commits or has sexual intercourse with her without her consent, then he'll be liable. He'll be liable under section 67, minimum 2, maximum 7 and fine. Okay, this is section 67. After that, more sections are there relating to sexual offences that we'll see in the next video. Okay, bye bye. See you.